everyone, and welcome back to Make It You. I'm Hisham Baini. We wanted to create a space that's not just about business or beauty or leadership, but about people, about real stories.
And my name's Daniel Jones, and I'm super happy to be here again with you guys. If we think back to our first episode, we spoke about something called Rise, which is about relationships, inspiration, science, and education. And ladies and gentlemen, today we have an industry powerhouse with us. 35 years in business, a true pioneer. Started in 1991, Mohamed Madi founded Madi International with a simple yet powerful vision. Elevate salon and the beauty industry across the Middle East. So today, guys, I am so happy and so excited to welcome the main man himself, Mr. Mohamed Madi. Welcome to the Make It You podcast.
أهلا وسهلا فيك مستر ماضي ونحن فخورين كتير إنك معنا.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Hisham. And I'm also excited and happy to be with you today, and we'll be ready to talk the way we all are comfortable speaking about whatever you want us to speak about.
That's great. This is the aim of the
Yes.
podcast and the episode today.
Yes.
Exactly. So, Mr. Madi, our aim today is to help our audience and the people watching understand kind of your story, to share your story, your lessons in leadership, and how you have grown from 1991, starting Madi International, to where we are now. And as we said at the start, you have grown across the Middle East. So if we think about the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, Bahrain,
Kuwait.
This is incredible, Mr. Madi. But what was the ambition when you started this journey?
To start with, that I have discovered this beauty industry and the professional side of it was somehow not taken a good care by the big companies. They were looking at it as it is a business which requires a lot of attention with a very little income or a very little return on investment to the companies.
Correct.
And I felt that because I started as a sales rep in this industry, selling to the salons, and I discovered that I really liked them, and I felt that I've been accepted also.
Okay.
So I found there is a great opportunity if we do the business the right way. Of course, with a very little understanding on how to make it a big company. Of course, internally, I was very ambitious.
Yes.
But I didn't know that. What I knew that I want to work hard, harder than others.
Nice.
For example, of course, back in the days, the traffic was less, the parking challenges was less. So, we used to hear that a salesperson will do 5, 7, 8, 10, 20, 15 visits. Of course, I used to do much more.
Wow.
So maybe 25, 30. Of course, things were less.
Of course.
Like the complications were less. But also I used to work nothing less than 12 hours, 12, 13, 14, nothing less. And of course, 6 days a week.
Yes.
I didn't believe, by the way, till few years back of 2 days off. Always my thought was 1 day off for, young people is enough. Things has changed, but I still advise the young generation because they still have, enough time to take a lot of holidays. My recommendation is to work 6 days a week, not 5 days a week. For the young generation. And the story started.
Great. So in this episode, Mr. Madi, we're going to talk with you in Arabic and in English. So targeting Arabic speaking people and English speaking people as well.
حاضر.
So then you have to try to.
شوي for me, Hisham.
مثلا.
مثلا my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah.
So Mr. Madi بمجلة The CEO
Yes.
شاركتنا مقولة ضلت علقة براسنا.
نعم.
قلت بتتطلب هيدي الصناعة الشغف والمثابرة والصبر. كيف ساعدتك هالمبادئ الثلاثة بمادي انترناشنال انك تبلش من الصفر؟
اوكي. اي شغل بدون شغف بيتحول لضغط. لما اي حدا بيقول لك انا مضغوط، يعني يفترض يكون عم يشتغل شغلي ما بيحبها. اذا بيقول لك عندي كتير شغل، يعني عم يشتغل شغلي بيحبها. اوكي. فالناس امرار بتعمل غلط بين مضغوط وبين عندي كتير شغل. أنا شخصيا ما بستخدم كلمة مضغوط or I have a lot of pressure. ما بستخدمها. بقول عندي كتير شغل، يا بقول عندي كتير تحديات، يعني عندي a lot of challenges.
100%.
وأي حدا من موظفين ماضي بيقول لي أنا كتير مضغوط أو I'm under pressure، بقول له hold on, don't say this، لأنه you might say it without understanding the meaning of it. بس بتصير يعني لإلك بتصير تحس إنه you are under pressure. So don't say you are under pressure، لأنه when you say you are under pressure means you are doing something which you don't like. Say I'm very busy, I have a lot of work, I need to
هيدا الشغف.
هيدا الشغف.
صح.
نعم.
So عندك يعني قلت الشغف، المثابرة أكيد، والصبر.
المثابرة لأنه بطريق الشغل بيكون قدامك عوائق كتير. شو اللي بيخلي هذه العوائق تصير أقل؟ المثابرة. يعني keep on trying. If it did not
وبنفس الوقت الصبر.
الصبر، لأنه جزء من الشغل. إذا اليوم الولد كيف بيكبر، في مثل بيقول إذا كل ما وقع الولد بدنا نقول له اوعى تقوم لتمشي، ما بيمشي.
صح. وهيدي هون كمان مستر ماضي، لأنه في كتير بقصة الصبر، في كتير ببلشوا شركاتهم أو ببلشوا شيء بيلاقوا حالهم بأول 3-4 أشهر أو 5 أشهر عم يخسروا، بيوقفوا خلص. بيقولوا إنه بيفكروا إنه البزنس أنت من أول 2-3 بدك تملين.
صح.
هيدي أكيد الفكرة مش لازم تكون عند حيلا حدا عم يبلش بزنس جديد.
الصبر المدروس يعني بده يكون يلي بده يبلش بزنس. عم نعطي مثل، إذا معه 100,000 ما بيروح بيبلش بزنس ب100,000. بده يبلش بزنس ب50 ب40. وساعتها الصبر بيساعده. بس إذا معه 100,000 وبلش بزنس ب100,000 وما قلع، بيخسرهم كلهم.
صح. خاصة أنت يوصل لمطرح يصير يقدر يعمل بريك إيفن للإكسبنسز تبعه.
صح.
Great.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Hisham and Mr. Mad. My Arabic is improving very slowly, thanks to Hisham. Thank you, Hisham. So, Mr. Madi, like we've discussed, like the foundation of the business and how it started, but are we okay to take a step back almost into the youth of Mr. Madi? So, how did Mohamed Madi become the man he is today? Before you even started the business, what was it that, as you said, you had ambition, you had drive, but where did that come from?
I'm from one of the, in Lebanon, they call it a village, a small town, بلدي يعني small town, village, قرية. So it's a mix between village and a small town.
Okay.
2.5 hours far from Beirut. With a very cold winter.
Yes.
A lot of mountains. So the village is surrounded by mountains. I think because that time, I don't know, but I used to feel that I need to do something extraordinary to get out of this current cold weather, far from the city, far from everything. And from the age of 12 till the age of 18, back that time, I was a small trader. Okay, a small trader in that small village.
Okay.
and many people still in my village, my age and little older, they still remember me when they see me now.
Wow.
That time I was a mini trader. Okay, buying, selling, making, this type of things. So it's in me, but I felt I want to do something. Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. Do you ever go back, Mr. Madi? Have you ever been back to the...
Of course. I
you still have family?
Yes.
Wow.
My mom is there, and she comes to Dubai every year for 3 to 4 months, but I go there in the summer for a few days.
Wow.
Of course, because, that's the place where I'm from. So
I love when I hear such stories. Like you feel proud of yourself, like how he started, like trading small things. And now look at Madi International everywhere, all the GCC. Yeah. So, Mr. Madi كمان هلا اليوم Madi International بتغطي كل شيء خاصه بالعناية بالشعر، الأظافر، الأجهزة التجميلية والطبية حتى. ممكن تشرح لنا كيف هالتوسع، يعني كيف قدرت تحدد كل فرصة جديدة وتقدر تفوت بكل هالمجالات هيدي؟
نحن عرفنا أنه الصالونات بمنطقة الخليج هي عبارة عن small day spa.
أوكي.
لأنه بالغرب في عادة صالون للشعر، صالون للسكين، صالون للنيل، صالون للمساج. splitted. بمنطقة الخليج الصالون هو عبارة عن small day spa. So everything is under one roof.
Nice.
To deal with the industry, everything is under one roof. بلشت الفكرة لازم يكون عنا hair brands, skin brands, nail brands, tools, accessories, furniture and equipment. وكله بلش يعني step by step. بداية الشغل كان بالهير وبالتولز and accessories. هي بداية الشغل. ما كان عنا سكين، ما كان عنا نيلز
ولا الأجهزة الطبية
لا لأنه كمان كان هذا الخاصة النيل والسكين كان البزنس أقل بكتير بالصالونات. كان معظم الشغل هو للشعر والتولز، يعني السشوار والفير وهيك شيء. وبعدين صرنا نوسع، يعني
صرت تلاقيها سهلة بعدين خفت التحديات فيها، يعني إنه مثلا مثل ما قلت صاروا كلهم تحت أمبريلا وحدة. مثلا بتقول طالما أنا عم فوت على هيدا اللوكيشن بيعوا شغلة، خليني بيعوا كل شيء.
صح. تحديات بالشغل ما بتخلص
دايما.
لا، التحديات هي جزء من الشغل. لأنه طالما في بزنس يعني طالما في تحديات. بس طريقة يعني تلقي كيف تحل هذه التحديات هي اللي بتفرق بين شخص وشخص.
صح.
يعني أنا من الأشخاص يلي دايما بفكر كل شيء له حل. يعني اليوم بس كون بالمكتب يجي حدا عنده يعني تحدي هو شايفه كتير كبير، وأمرار أنا بشوفه كبير، بس بتلقيه وببلش دغري يفكر كيف بدنا نحل.
Like where there is a will, there is a way. This is my favorite.
Yes,
a great phrase.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
كيف فينا نقسمه ونبلش نحله. بيطلع الشخص من عندي إذا مش مقتنع إنه في حل، نص مقتنع إنه في حل
وراء بيكون خلص خف الستريس.
هذا كتير مهم طريقة التفكير.
هيدي حتى لاحظتها كتير بالتيم تبعك مستر ماضي، قديش بيحبوك كتير. يعني عن جد I'm telling him that his team, they love him so much. Like, and even the hashtag أنا موظف سعيد. So يعني إنه مبسوطين إنه هول القصص عن جد كتير. Great.
Yeah, and I think as you were just saying, Hisham, with Mr. Madi, how you identify the opportunities, how we can grow, and the way the industry is changing. What are your thoughts on this with social media now, Mr. Madi, and how social media is playing or changes a customer demand? Have you found that the new digital era, shall we say, that we live in has changed how you do business?
The social media has changed the way the companies used to do marketing. Okay.
Yeah.
So it became one of the strongest marketing tool for the companies and for the salon owners or salon individual freelancers, provided that they do it with the right professionals, because it has lots of technicalities.
Correct.
Which myself, I don't know a lot about social media, about the technicalities of the social media, but I've agreed with our HR department to recruit a professional team who understands all the technicalities, because everyone says social media.
Yes.
But I think not a lot of people understands the technicality of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how to be most effective when working with.
But for sure, I'm a big believer that nowadays, if you're not strong in the social media, then you're not doing the right marketing.
Which as well, Mr. Madi, then opens the exciting and interesting topic, right, of AI. You know, AI has suddenly exploded, or not suddenly, for some people, it's been there a long time, but for some it's suddenly exploded. What are your thoughts or your experiences with AI, especially, you know, having younger family members as part of the team, which we'll talk about a little bit later? Has that impacted the business?
Personally, I think I'm using ChatGPT, the professional version, since maybe a year or year and few months.
Yeah.
Because I want to practice it myself, and I'm using it maybe 3-4 times a week.
Okay.
I've informed the head of digital department in the company and my son Rabia, like 1 year back. I want them to dedicate an important part of the digital transformation department to bring the artificial intelligence to the company.
Yeah.
And they have put a project and they're working on it. I meet them once a month to ask, where are we in that direction? Because again, that's the future.
Of course.
Yes. So I'm a big believer that it will change the way we work, but it will change it in a positive way, not like a lot of people says that it will take a lot of jobs. It will take some jobs, but it will create more jobs.
Yeah, and almost make the business run more effectively and more efficiently, right, Mr. Madi? With some elements of AI, you know, for instance, you can automate emails, you can create other things, the way you create projects. And something, guys, that I'm excited to talk to you about a little bit later is the way Mr. Madi works on his meetings. He plans the meetings and he gets clarification from meetings. So for some of you business owners out there who work with big teams, we've got something exciting to share with you a little bit later when it comes to how Mr. Madi goes and executes the meetings. So we're looking forward to that. And just my last comment just before Hisham jumps in, Mr. Madi, like what are your thoughts on the evolution of the beauty industry then? What is your thoughts from that? Because we touched on how the business has changed. We've touched on social media. We've touched on AI. Where do you see the industry going in the next 5 to 10?
I see that the industry is going to be much more developed. I'm speaking about our region.
Of course, yeah.
It's going to be much more developed.
Yeah.
Big players are coming to the region from different parts of the world. Yeah. The competition is going to be tougher, but the winners will be who does the work in a very professional way. So I'm very optimistic about how the industry is going.
Perfect.
Yes, so it's going to grow, it's going to be bigger, a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. And for us as partners with you already, Mr. Madi, we're super excited for what comes next in the future with all the exciting things that are coming along.
Yeah.
We share the same excitement, you know.
ما بينعتل همك مستر مودي دايما كتار بيشوفوك وهيدا حقيقة وأنا واحد منهم رول موديل بالبروفيشنال بيوتي وهيدي مش بوجهك هيدي بنقولها وين ما كان وهيدي الكل بيعترف فيها. ما عم نشبع من الأسئلة اليوم.
حبيبي
حاطينك وعم نسألك كل الأسئلة لأنه بدنا الأودينس تبعنا يكونوا عن جد عم يستفيدوا من هالشخص الموجود معنا اليوم يلي بنى هالإمبراطورية الكبيرة. مستر مادي من أهم مجالات بعرف بتركزوا على كتير إشياء ولكن كتير بشوف قديش بتركزوا على التدريبات والتعليم للتيم تبعكم وحتى الكاستمرز تبعكم. هيدا الشيء قديه عم بيساعدكم وليش يعني حتى لما تكون عم بتعلم اوكي بفهم لما نعلم التيم تبعنا هيدي نقطة كتير مهمة لأنه بالنهاية عم نعطيه نحن شو اللي لازم يعملوا ولكن حتى تعلموا الكاستمرز تبعكم. هيدا بشو بيساعدك أكتر شيء لما تكون عم تعمل هالابروتش معهم انت؟ وين بيساعد أكتر شيء بالمهمة تبع مادي انترناشنال بالماركت؟
طيب في جملة مهمة رح أقول لك إياها.
اوكي.
بالعربي من لا يتقدم يتقادم.
اوكي. I agree.
اوكي.
Of course.
إذا الإنسان ما بيضل، كيف بيتقدم الإنسان؟ بيتقدم بالعلم. في كتير ناس بيعملوا خطأ، بيقولوا أنا عندي 10 سنين خبرة، هو بيكون عنده خبرة سنة مكررة 10 مرات.
اوكي. يمكن تكون خطأ.
عنده خبرة سنة بيكررها هي ذاتها، بس بيقول عندي 10 سنين. بالنسبة لإلي 10 سنين خبرة 10 سنين خبرة تقدم. يعني
كل سنة مختلفة عن
طبعا
التاني.
متقدمة.
صح.
يعني كل سنة لازم، خلينا نقول عنا هال10 درجات، كل سنة عندي درجة، فأنا عم بتقدم، مش عم بعمل شيء بكرره 10 مرات.
صح.
فمن ناحية يعني بالطريقة اللي أنا بفكر فيها، إنه إذا عندك تيم ما بتضلك تدربه وتخليه يتقدم، وزبوناتك إذا ما بتضلك تدربهم بهدف إنه يتقدموا، تتقادم، ترجع لورا.
خاصة الكلاينتس كمان هون لما تكون عم تعلمهم، يعني عم يستخدموا البرودكت تبعك بالطريقة الصح تيوصلوا النتيجة الصح لإله. لأنه في كتير أشخاص كمان، يعني هلأ عم تجي على راس الفكرة إنه يمكن إذا ما علمناهم ويستعملوا البرودكت هيك كيف ما كان، ممكن يوصلوا لنتيجة خطأ بتبرم على البرودكت، ويكون البرودكت هو
واحد من أهم عناصر النجاح بالبزنس تبعنا هو شيء اسمه التعليم والتطوير، education and development. من أهم الأمور.
صح. ولاحظت هالشيء. هيدي نقطة عن جد كتير مهمة. كل حدا بده يتطور، كل حدا ما بده يكرر الخبرة يلي عملها، في يكون عم يتبع هيدي، يحط هدف قدامه. إذا أنا عندي هال10 درجات، كل سنة بدي أطلع درجة، وكيف بدي طور حالي وأطلع بهالدرجة.
بس بدي زيد شغلي، معظم الناس بتعرف هيك بس ما بتاخد قرار كيف تبلش تتقدم. يعني إذا أنت بتقول أنا بدي يصير أفضل، بدك تاخد قرار إنه أنا مثلا بدي أقرأ كل يوم 10 صفحات.
أوكي.
مش تقول بدي أقرأ نص ساعة، لأنه في ناس بتقرأ بالنص ساعة صفحتين.
أوكي.
في ناس بتقول بدي، يعني بدك
حدد الهدف.
حدد أنا اليوم بدي أقرأ 10 صفحات لأنه هدفي اتطور. ففي ناس بتقول بدي اتطور بس ما بيحطوا الأكشن لإلها. ما بيحطوا الأكشن.
Here we were talking about education, about development, and then how to put the target and how to achieve it, it's not like to repeat the experience by the same thing. Like if you have 10 years of experience,
it's maybe 1 year, repetitive for 10 years. So every year you need to do at least one step from the base.
Which, Mr. Madi, is something I wanted to speak to you about anyway, because I've sat in many meetings with you. Like, I think it was 2 years ago or something we met when we sat in the huge boardroom together. And you went round the room like, how many years experience with Wella have you had? How many years? And then we all sat there and you said, I've got more than everyone. So we were like, wow, this is incredible. And from the start there, what was so good about that, Mr. Madi, and I think is what I've continued to see in any meeting that I've been present with you. And even today when we had a little chat outside, the way you're just so open with the communication, but you're so open for the not only your team members, not only external team members, but also customers. You seem so open to listen to what they have to say, to then understand what is it we need to do to maximize how we work. So my thought on that, Mr. Madi, was how has that open communication shaped Madi International as a company, and why was that so important to you to have that ethos?
If I speak about myself, internally, I'm a comfortable person to share ideas with others, and I believe in good listening. So if internally you're comfortable to share ideas, like you don't feel that if I share with Dan an idea, it's going to be something maybe, why Dan? Maybe Dan will be better than me. I believe in giving.
Yeah. Of
Okay,
course.
because the secret of life is giving, not taking. When you give, then you take.
This is amazing.
Okay, so if you're comfortable in giving and you're a good listener, then the conversation becomes very fruitful.
Yes.
Okay, so I give and I listen to you.
Yeah.
And that's the way I believe the communication with customers, with suppliers should happen.
Yeah. And I think it's testament to you as well, Mr. Madi, because 35 years in business, still going strong. So having this ethos of the open communication and the understanding of active listening is, honestly, for me, it's inspiring totally. I know we've spoke about this before, but honestly, it really is. And I think moving forward, Hisham's going to have a little chat in a second. But then when we come back to how you've also integrated almost like a succession, bringing the family into the business as well, which I'm super interested to hear in how that works, like pros, cons, and just, again, what you must have done for the family, for them to feel like, you know what, Dad, as they would say, obviously, like, this is what we want to do. And how do we get to that stage? But I'll come back to that in a second, because I know Hisham is eager to ask a question at this point.
Yeah. He can also...
Yeah, one thing about the communication, whenever I meet with my team, I always tell them, when you want to discuss with customers, suppliers, there is a difference between hearing and listening. Usually people mix that, hearing, listening. Hearing means you want to just answer before, without listening and understanding to the content of the other party.
Yeah.
So real listening means you listen.
Yes.
When the other party speaks, that makes the communication easier.
I mean.
Okay. Moving to the part of the family.
Yes.
And so I have 2 boys, 2 girls. My eldest son is an autistic case. And we're blessed by him. Yeah. He's, with us at home, a very handsome boy. But, autism is a different word.
Of course.
And I have my daughter, Razan, who has joined the company 2 weeks back.
Yes, we saw her yesterday, right? In the office.
Yes. Rabia and Yara.
Yeah.
So Rabia has joined the company 5 years back. Yara has joined the company 4 years back, and Razan decided, after having 8.5 years with a different company, not in the same industry, but she was managing several brands.
Wow.
And then I was always encouraging her, but she was saying, not yet.
Yes.
I will, till she decided that I want to resign from my current job and join the company.
Yeah.
So 3 of them had a very good education in the best universities in the region and in the West.
Amazing.
And I've discovered them, each one of them.
Which direction?
In which direction, because as we all know, our kids are not the same.
Yeah.
They have different personalities, different
100%.
Different liking, disliking. So I think I've discovered them. Yeah. And I treat them also, whenever people ask me, is it like difficult when, your children works for you? Of course, it's not easy.
Yeah, of course.
Because I want to understand their generation and their education without forgetting my past experience.
Yeah.
So I'm always using that word. I said,
it's a hard combination.
Of course. Yes, I hold the stick from the middle.
Okay.
So 50% for them and 50% for my past experience.
That's great.
Yeah. So holding it from the middle means I create a balance.
Yeah. You can see both sides.
No need to waive the past, and not to say, no, I know everything and you're still, too early for you to decide. Yeah. And of course, I allow them to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Minor mistakes, not major, because with mistakes, they will learn and they will become better also.
Yeah.
Great.
And I think I'm lucky because they like the business.
Of course.
I've inserted that also in them, not pushing,
Yes.
but through seeing, I'm showing them.
Yeah. And you can
the
see
right
that,
way.
Mr. Madi, when you see
Yeah.
Rabia, you see Yara, when we see them around the events that we do together, or even in the office. They walk with a certain pride,
Yes.
which is amazing, and a great, succession plan
Rabia
on your behalf.
visited the Cosmoprof exhibition in Bologna, I think 4 or 5 times with me. Also, Yara did it 3 years. And 1 year, Rabia came back to me and he said, one thing I wanted to tell you, because, wherever he goes to booth here and there, where are you from? Which company? Madi. When he says, Madi, whoa, come, we want to talk to you.
Amazing.
He said, Dad, how did you do that? I said, I did that with a lot of persistence.
Yes.
With a lot of respect to the word which I tell people.
Yeah.
So, and I have been to the Cosmoprof for 31 years.
Wow. So every single year in a row.
In a row. So the first time I visited the Cosmoprof was in 1994. Cosmoprof Bologna is the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
And, meeting companies, talking to people for 31 years means I have done a lot of, I'm not saying 100%, but a lot of right things, which has built that reputation.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, they are proud of that.
Yeah. So one last question from my side before we ended up this one. And we still have maybe time, I think.
Yeah, we have.
Mr. Madi, I know every time when you want to recruit someone or when you want to think about someone to will come to your company, you think about the ego. You told me like many times, ما بدي حدا يكون بيشوف بحاله.
Yes.
هو الناس اللي بيشوفوا بحالهم ما بدي إياهم from the beginning. يعني وهيدا شيء أنا حتى بخبرتي اكتشفته إنه الشخص اللي بيشوف بحاله بيفشل. هيدا ما قديش سهلة أو صعبة لما تكون عم تعمل، بعرف مش أنت بتعمل آخر انترفيو إذا بهاي بوزيشن، بعرف بغير بوزيشنز بيكونوا الاتش ار والتيم عندك، كيف تقدر تعرف دغري هيدا الشخص إذا شايف بحاله ولا لا، وبشو عنده بوزيتيفيتي الشخص اللي بيشوف بحاله عن غيره، وين بتساعده أو كيف لازم يشوف بحاله الشخص إذا بده يشوف بحاله. بعرف لأنه الإيجو منا حلوة، ولكن في ما ترى في بروس اند كونز ببعض الاشياء. اذا واحد عمل شغله وعن جد بيستاهلها، بس لازم يكون في طريقه اذا بده يشوف في حاله فيها يشوف في حاله فيها بغير معنى.
تتذكر اول ما شفتك بعد يعني سنين رجعنا التقينا وهيك ما كنت عم بمدح فيك ابدا، قلت لك اكتر شغله مميزه فيك يا هشام بالاندستري هي انه انت كتير زلمه اجريك على الارض
الحمد لله
وكتير سهل التواصل معك لانه ما عندك ايجو.
صح.
الايجو انا بالنسبه لي شغله اضرارها اكتر بكتير من حسناتها. اول شغله معظم العالم ما بيحبوا كتير يتعاملوا مع ناس عندهم ايجو. صح. فانت بتخسر،
وخاصه بالبيوتي اندستري، بروفيشنال بيوتي.
صح، بتخسر كتير جزء من الناس من وراء هالصفه يلي صح. يعني بيصير الواحد بيفكر حاله انه هو ذا بيست. اوكي، الايجو ما بتعود تسمع غيرك، يعني دايما بتشوف انه انت افضل من غيرك،
وهيدا الشيء خلص ما رح ينجحك،
وهيدا الشيء مش مزبوط اصلا، لانه ما في دايما 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 بكل شيء في حدا بيعرف اكتر منك.
صح.
ما ممكن
100%.
بس تقول لحالك هيك بتبلش تتراجع لورا. أنا بكتشف الأشخاص يلي عندهم إيجو بميتينج يعني الفيشل اكسبريشن تبعهم بيبين إنه ما عم يتقبلوا معظم أحاديث الطرف الثاني.
أوكي.
ما بيتقبلوا.
بيبين عليه.
بيبين إنه والله يعني ما عجبني اللي عم بيقولوا هشام،
أو ما
اللي عم بيقولوا دانيال غلط، الشركة فيها كتير قوانين لشو، أنا بختصر، أنا بعرف، أنا
الأنا
بشكل كتير كبير. بقول أنا هذا الشخص بعدين حيكون التعامل معه كتير صعب، لأنه ما حيكون ضمن التيم، يعني يعرف صح. يشتغل صح. ما بيتقبل. أنا ما بفضل كتير. هلأ أمرار يعني أكيد إذا زبائن وهيك بدك تحترم، بدك تتعامل معهم، بس إذا موظفين بالشركة بيتعبوا الفريق كتير.
صح.
الناس اللي عندهم إيجو بيتعب الفريق معهم كتير لأنه ما بيتقبلوا رأي الآخر وما بيتقبلوا أغلاطهم.
صح.
ودايما عندهم نظرة دونية للغير. هيدي شغلة كمان كتير منا منيح.
صح.
يعني بيطلعوا بالناس لتحت. مش مفروض هيك.
هيدي لكل حدا عنده هيدا الإيجو، جرب ما يكون عندك هيدا الإيجو لأنه
بيضروا لإله.
صح.
قبل ما حدا تاني بيضروا لإله.
صح.
Yes, amazing. Thank you. What I was going to say as well, Mr. Madi, what I wanted to just pick your brains on just to finish this section before we go on to the quick fire questions was I want to take us all back to destination in May of this year.
In March.
In Malta, yeah. Was it March? March, April, or April, May?
April.
April, May? I'm sure it was April, May.
Yeah.
One of them. We were there anyway. It was 2025. We're in 2026 now, so it's fine. But Mr. Madi, I just... again, you were just talking to Hisham about ego, being humble, etc. And I think one thing that struck me was when you came down from your room. You're a busy man. I know you're on your phone all the time. You lots of different business meetings going on. But you came down to meet myself and one of our big salon groups from the UK.
Yes.
And again, talking to them about business in the Middle East and stuff because they're interested in coming over to Dubai. There was one thing in particular that's literally stuck in my mind from that meeting. And I actually wrote it on my phone, but I wrote it down here today to ask you about it because you said, this, Dan, is one of the best ways, well, Dan and the people that were there, this is one of the best ways and forgive me if I get this wrong, clarify meetings or set the standards for my meetings. And these 5 words that you use to construct your meetings in an effective way. And this is, if you're happy to talk through with the people watching, topic, discussion, decision, action plan, and deadline.
Yes.
And this blew my mind, Mr. Madi, when you explained it, but I'm sure it'd be great for the people to hear. What does that actually mean?
Okay. A lot of meetings, companies, people meet, they speak, and then they waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay. And majority of the meeting finishes with no decision. So with experience, I thought that the best and the most successful business meetings should be come to the meeting with a topic.
Okay.
What's the topic?
Yes.
Then we discuss the topic.
Okay.
So we say, this is the topic.
Yes.
We discuss the topic.
Yes.
After discussion, we should come up with a decision.
Yes.
So that's the decision, number 3 step. After the decision, we need to put an action plan, how to do it. With action plan, what is the deadline? 5 steps.
Yes.
And with that 5 steps, you can do a meeting of 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour.
Yeah.
And you come up with a very good
result.
With a very good results. You have taken a decision, you put an action plan. Maybe the action plan requires more time.
Of course.
Yeah,
there is
or
a team
some
to
adjustments
work.
later.
And everybody knows.
And when is the deadline? Deadline is end of March 2026. So everyone knows that is the
deadline.
We cannot
the deadline.
Yes.
Yes. And majority of the team believes that is the way to do a successful business meeting.
And honestly, Mr. Madi, for me, I'm a Virgo, so Hisham knows the pain. When I just heard that, it just made so much sense. And now in my way, kind of replicating what you've done, that's whenever me and Hisham now, in my mind, it's always like, these are the 5 things
you
that I
can
need
be
to have
much more
in my
productive
mind.
with that. With that frame of work.
100%. So thank you very much for that, Mr.
With
Madi.
pleasure.
Are you ready for some quick fire questions?
Yes. Always ready.
Okay. So here we go then, because we're coming towards the end of the podcast. But what we'd like to do is just throw out a few quick fire questions. So here we go. So question number 1, Mr. Madi, would be, what is one mantra or belief that keeps Mohamed Madi going, like for 35 years plus? What is the one thing that is the mantra or the driving force behind this?
Positive thinking.
Positive thinking.
Yes.
Love it.
Nice.
Thank you very much. What excites you most about the future of the beauty industry in this region?
The mix of nationalities from all over the world.
Yeah.
That keeps on inspiring me, that you learn the world from the Gulf region.
Wow.
And you know what, as someone coming from the UK, being in this region, honestly, I tell people all the time, it's the most exciting region I've ever worked in. Honestly, I love it so much. And to work with people like Hisham and yourself, it just fills me with excitement and inspiration for the future.
Thank you.
This is an interesting one, Mr. Madi. If you could go back in time, or now, Mr. Madi now, could give younger Mr. Madi some advice when he was younger, what advice would it be?
Not to give more chances than it should be for the wrong people.
Man, this is...
I had done dozens of mistakes in my life, giving a lot of chances for the wrong people. And we all do mistakes.
Yeah, of course.
That was my major mistake. I have paid a lot of prices, heavy prices, because I had a belief that if I advise you, you're going to take my advice and do.
Yes.
But with experience, I found out that there are people, no matter what you do, they don't change.
Yeah.
They're like that. And then the advice stays only for a few seconds and it leaves.
Yes.
But I've learned a lot from it. I became better now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Madi. And probably the last one now, because I feel I've asked you a lot of quick fire questions. Here we go. Let's look at the best one now. Okay. And finally, looking back at your journey then, Mr. Madi, what would be one word that could best capture or describe who Mr. Madi is today?
Trust.
I mean...
This is it, right?
This is, and it was so like, yes, that was there. So, I mean, Mr. Madi, honestly, like, from my personal opinion, like the trust myself and Hisham have with you as a partner, but almost like a leader and an inspiration for me in particular anyway. And that was one of the reasons we wanted to have you as the first guest, right, on the podcast, because we wanted to start with a bang. We wanted to start with a pioneer in the industry. So before we finish that, I just wanted to say that anyway. So thank you for giving us your time.
I also thank you, Dan and Hisham. And from day one, when we met, I had a great feelings about your personality, your capability, and how much you have inside you to deliver. I think you're a great team, and I wish you all the best. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Madi, thank you so much for an incredible conversation. ما بينشبع منك. وعن جد thank you. واليوم خبرتنا بهالنص ساعة هالنجاح يلي عملته بما على مدى 30-35 سنة. Really, thank you so much. Really inspiring.
Exactly.
Thank you.
So again, Mr. Madi, always a pleasure. Hopefully we'll do it again sometime.
And I'm always ready to do anything which will support, people, team, new generation. I would love to do that.
Exactly. And guys, please hit us up in the chat, share, subscribe, whatever you want to do, ask questions, put them in the comments. Do we want to see Mr. Madi back again? Of course we do. So please put that in the chat as well. We want to say a huge thank you for joining the podcast today. Huge thank you to Mr. Madi for giving us his time. Hisham, my partner in crime, of course, will be back again very soon. Guys, we've got a very exciting guest to come next week also, but we won't reveal anything, just to know that it's going to be pretty special when it comes to inspiration from a creative and technical point of view. So on behalf of myself, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Don, again. So really, thank you so much. Thank you to our audience. Thank you, Mr. Madi. And stay tuned. As Dan mentioned, we have also a special guest for next week.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So
Dan.
we'll see you soon, everyone.
Incredible.